Hey there YouTube, this is Mike from the Tidarium Hangar coming at you with a quick video about some new figures that they've released for the Voltron. And I'm going to do a quick comparison to the Panache Place and to the Matty Collector version, and just kind of show you a little bit of the differences and just that they're out. Just got them yesterday and I think they're really cool and they'll fit in for my jumbo. What is that? The Trendmaster Jumbo 1998 set. I've been looking for some good figures for that, and actually none of these figures seem big enough because they made those figures to go with the 98 version just gigantic. So these will fit just right. So first thing I want to talk about is the size. So they're not quite 5 inches. They're more like 4.5, if you can see that. So like 4.5. And then the Matty Collector guy here, he's 3 3/4. And Matty Collector has got a slight, like a 1/2 inch on these other guys from the Vintage line, but still I think the articulation and just the look of the Matty Collector is great. But I think these rival it, these match it. They're just not gonna have the vintage aesthetic for like a vintage collector like myself. The vintage aesthetic's just not there. It's just a little bit too new and modern and updated, but they still look great. So anyway, for $10, it's not a bad deal. So looking at the Lance figure, he looks about the same size. They've got a weird accessory with them, just I guess something fun, but really I'm just buying it for the figure. I like the fact they have the removable helmets. I like the translucent goggle part of their helmets. I know that the Matty Collector had swappable heads, and I wasn't a fan of the swappable heads. You know, I ended up with one loose, didn't have the helmet. I would have rather had the one with the helmet. I mean, I'm not going to have them sitting around making fun of each other. I'm going to have them in a line. So that's the way I see it. This is Sven, and that is Shiro, which I think are like mirror each other in the series. All right, let's look at Keith real quick. Not a bad looking guy. He's got his helmet in there with him. And then they're not quite 5 inches though. So I'm probably gonna sell these and wait for the other ones to come out that are 5 inches. And I'm going to show you that real quick. So they're going to be making what they call the Palatin line, and here is the guy that goes in there. To me, they look the same. They were saying they're supposed to be slightly different. Looks like the helmet's not translucent is what it looks like in this picture. But yeah, that lion behind it is gigantic, and it doesn't form a Voltron. It's just huge. It's probably, it looks to be about the same size as the Jumbo Trendmasters, except, of course, it looks a whole lot better and sleeker. Here's what they're supposed to look like when they're in their lion. So I guess the half of it opens up so that you can see the guy in there. I'm pretty sure it only fits one figure from the picture. You could almost cram 2 of them in there. These are 5-inch figures that they say. And the ones that I just bought, I measured 4.5 inch. So I don't know if they're rounding up or if these are completely different figures. So 2 completely different sets of figures, which is kind of weird and kind of silly in my opinion. But, you know, whatever. I would actually love to have this. And these are pretty cool. I wasn't even sure they even came out yet. But it's going to be kind of a challenge to find them simply because they're packing them with another mini, like 5 or 6 inch Voltron. So there's going to be 2 of them cluttering up the shelves because I don't really know anyone that wants a mini Voltron. And maybe, you know, 1 or 2 for the little kids or something, but I don't see them just selling regularly, and why would they need to keep that on the shelf? Also, the Row Beasts, I just don't see that you would need to sell anywhere near the number of Row Beasts as they put out there. But everyone's going to be after these pilots, and they're going to be really hard to get because they're only shipping 3 pilots and then 3 other weird things in a case. Tidarium Hangar, out.